surprise party. Whose idea was this? I'll kill ya. Not that I don't appreciate the thought, but who invited the vampires?
Don't look at me. I wanted Anya to jump out of a cake. Wait, that was for my birthday.
And much as we'd love to hear that story...
Buffy, where's Tara? She was helping Anya with the inventory. This place was already pretty vamp-infested when we got here.
We have to find them fast. Xander, you take the training room. Spike, head down to the basement. Willow and I'll keep them busy in here.
We will? You're the Slayer, but hello, just Willow here.
Will, you're a witch. Totally witchy. And we're in a magic shop. Find something useful.
Oh, good idea. Something with a lot of bang for my buck. Now that you mention it, Giles just got a first edition of Krause's Compendium of Magical Combat. If I can find it, maybe I can...
Everyone, get going.
Remember your training button. Press the punch and kick buttons to counter your attackers, or the defend button for an effective defense against attacking vampires.
That was almost too easy.
Buffy, when you've sufficiently depleted a vampire's strength, press the stake button to dispatch your enemies.
Tourists. You find the strangest things wandering around this place. You call yourself a vampire? Pathetic. Buffy Summers.
Buffy, listen. If you need to review your objectives, select your diary in the inventory.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen. Drive.
That's it, I'm out of here. But this ain't over by a long shot, girly girl.
Girly girl? Who are you calling girly?
Giles always puts the books with real power up here. Here, book, book, book. And don't I hope it doesn't answer back. I'd better search the rest of the shop.
Will, you need to climb down that ladder. Just run up to it to grab hold.
I've been looking for one of these.
The key to the book.
A bottle full of hell. Huh. Next they'll be selling a secret. I found a secret.
Willow.
Ah, the sun spell. That should do the trick.
Will, you're so much more powerful than you even know. Like, if you tried pressing the summon magic button twice, you could cast a fireball. If you have difficulties remembering how to cast your spells, then select your magic book in the inventory.
Willow. You're okay?
Yep, I managed. Well, me and Mr. Krause and this really bad habit vampires have of never wearing sunscreen. Wait, where's Xander? Is he still back in the training room?
Oh, monkey poop. That crossbow. Wait, it's on the tip of my... Oh, right. Once it's equipped, if I hold the strafe or target buttons, I should find it much easier to aim with. Bring it on, living dead. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but now I can fix them. Never know when you're gonna need a stiff shot of holy water. Cool. Bet I can get a nip finish down at the Redemption Center. Vampire death is so efficient.
What have we here? He is not my friend.
And look at that. Vampire Zilch, Xander Harris, still alive. But no Anya, no Tara in here, which means the basement.
Bloody hell.
Come on, Spike. Even a vampire should know that to open a door, all you've got to do is stand by the handle and press the use button.
You're just falling apart. Oh, I like this. Been ages since I had a little slice and dice. Time to let some air out your attitude, Spike. Lovely keepsake. Every conversation is a poker, that's for sure. You're just falling apart. Someone's little hidey hole. Let's take a peek. Who left this thing lying here?
Come on, Spike. Show us your famous appetite for destruction. A lot of stuff around here can be destroyed, like a table, for instance. You gonna let it stand in your way?
I see.
What? Did you forget how to fight since I saw you last? You want to throw something, just press the punch and kick buttons together. You can toss a vamp onto broken pieces of wood to
You
test
must
them.
be Spike. I dare say the pleasure's all yours.
Sharp as a harpy's tongue.
I'm a knight in bloody armor.
Xander, you're in one piece.
And look, goodies. Goodies with which Buffy can make the vampires into lots of pieces.
No sign of Anya and Tara?
Nope. I'm headed for the basement to back Spike up. Or to dust him. Depends if he's rescued them.
Just what I was looking for.
Fresh meat.
What do we have here?
Well, howdy there, sugar. Come off. Fancy meeting me here.
Next.
Enjoy your little victory, Slayer. Soon Kakistos will destroy you and yours, once and for all.
What are you smoking, Spanky? Kakistos is dead. And so, by the way, are you.
What was that about? Kakistos is dead, isn't he?
Really, most sincerely dead. Saw Faith kill him myself.
Night, all. Next time you're having a party like this one, leave me off the invite list, yeah?
Tara!
A few cuts and bruises, but it looks like we're all okay. Now we just have to figure out where they all came from.
The last one Buffy killed mentioned Kakistos.
Kakistos? What was this about Kakistos? He can't possibly be behind this. Whatever the case, I've just had a phone call from Wesley that confuses matters even further. Apparently Faith is no longer in her prison cell.
Kakistos was the only thing Faith was ever afraid of. I can't not think there's a connection here.
Willow and I could perform a spell to confirm that Kakistos is really dead, but we'd need to do it in the same place where he was supposedly killed.
Good. I'm going to patrol. Focus on the cemeteries.
Well, I'll remain in touch with Wesley. Meanwhile, however, this place is a shambles. If I want to be open for business tomorrow...
If? What do you mean, if? Tomorrow's a Saturday. Lots of people bring us their money on Saturday.
Well then, Anya, I'm sure you'll be equally enthusiastic about helping restore a bit of order around here.
You have fun doing that, sweetie. Me, I'm going along to the factory. Willow and Tara may need me.
when I first saw the script, I was knocked out by the fact that someone American could write so well for an Englishman. Because usually, you know, we say silly things when Americans write for us, because that's the way English people talk. But Joss has got a real handle on how we English speak. And it was just, I mean, I loved the fact that there was so much humour, so much arch humour, and so much irony, and so much, I don't know, kind of colour and warmth to the character. It was multi-dimensional. It wasn't just, I am your stock silly Englishman. And it also, as time has gone on, I love the fact that there's a dark side, which is great to play, because it just gives you a lot of scope. And I did for a long time play villains. I do definitely have a dark side, and it's something that I've worked on for a few years, trying to sort out my dark side. But it's more about I have anger issues. So does Charles. I guess there's, you know, I mean, as you grow older and you get sort of more sort of about the craft and what acting is about, you actually get closer to yourself, and it's less about sort of putting on funny voices and funny clothes and pretending to be somebody else. It's more about exploring facets of yourself. Giles versus Ripper, who wins? I think they probably would just beat each other into a pulp, because they are one and the same person. There is no, you know, it's just like, I haven't seen it, but this, you know, the Nicolas Cage movie, is it adaptation? Whatever the fuck is it? You know, it's a no contest, because ultimately they both have the same intellect, they both have the same wits, they both have the same, you know, it's literally just one side of a person. It would just be a rather unfortunate puddle on the floor, I think. Some of the fan fiction is very saucy, and they do put me together with people that I wouldn't normally have put myself together with. For instance, no, I mean, you know, I can't know Giles and Willow. I mean, come on, please, not right. It's really not, you know. No, don't do it anyway. But no, in general, I mean, I have a great time at fan conventions, and I especially I love the question and answer sessions, just because I have good fun. Comic-Con is just scary by just the size of it, just the sheer dint of its size. And when we first, I don't think she was with us actually, but when we first did it, when Buffy did it, it was great. We did the question and answer session, and then they walked us down to the floor, and they surrounded us with this security force that was like the X-Men. It was like, what's going on? And in fact, if we just walked across the floor, as I've been a couple of times, and I just move around quite happily, and people recognise you. Occasionally, you know, if you do just need to keep an eye out, because if someone sees you and comes and asks you for your autograph, you've got to be able to do it quick and get out, because once it starts, there's no way out. And if you do happen to get backed into a corner, there ain't no way out, unless you got someone with a tunnel. Yeah, I mean, the difficult, but you know that thing of what, you know, I mean, I've done it a couple of times, not stalked anybody, but if I've seen somebody, you kind of do go a bit kind of, whoa. I mean, standing next to Elliot Gould in a shopping line. You can't, you know, and I've done it. I've gone up to people a couple of times and just sort of really like your work, you know. And when people do that, it's lovely. It's really nice. And the only time it was ever, I did sometimes when I'm at dinner with my family, and especially when I wasn't seeing them very often, and I would talk, you know, I'd have sort of like a few hours in New York or something that we were stopping through, or, you know, we'd met, and then someone comes up and says, "Excuse, I never do this, but, you know, and I hate to," and it's like, well, don't do it then. But the other one, the classic one, yes, this one actually, I can say, I had to do quite a lot of commuting on the train in England, and, you know, you fall asleep, and in my half sleep, I could hear this conversation going on. Go on, do it now. Go on. I don't think he's going to like it. Do it. Go on. What? And I sort of just opened my eyes, and there was this girl with one of these new cell phones that take pictures, and it was like there. And it's like, whoa, come on, don't do that. Don't, you know, don't go there.
Buffy, you know, you have that in. There's more to it. There's a backstory that is humongous.
I am savoring the nurturing of hope in your heart, just as I will enjoy bearing witness to the destruction of that hope.
The quirky dialogue, the interesting relationships, the funny scenarios, the tongue-in-cheek, self-referential humor, it's all there.
Oh, yeah, forget it. Languages were never my strong point.
I'm so good. I scare myself.
Hey, sweetie. I've been waiting for you.
Your cool moves were no match for my writerness.
I'm just kind of getting acclimated to my joystick.
Right. Look, can we just put the sod and flesh puzzle together and be done with it?
And if you do happen to get backed into a corner, there ain't no way out, unless you got someone with a tunnel.
You know, wasn't clever enough to be a brain surgeon.
I think that is why it's such a good game, is that they really do care about the story.
I've always been a genre writer, and proud of it and always will be. I don't mind a sensitive drama. I like to watch them, but I don't know how to make them. I like genre, any genre. Every piece of art is exactly as good as how it's created. My favorite novels tend to be things that are, just about people, although there are some science fiction novels that are very important to me. War and Peace, not so much with the spaceships and the vampires, but I do think that science fiction and fantasy are incredibly overlooked, that genre is completely overlooked as a great base for telling stories that can encompass all range of human emotions and experience and history and sociology, and people tend to write them off as kind of lesser, when in fact I think they take a great deal of intelligence and concentration to both to create and to engage in. The fact that Buffy has become kind of a transmedia phenomenon, if you will, is something that I not only thought would happen, but planned on from the very start. Buffy was designed to be an icon. She was designed to be a hero that lived outside of her television show, that entered people's subconscious lives and their video games and their comic books and anything we could think of. Not that I was like, oh, I want to market, but I wanted to create something that was bigger than 1 hour a week. The most surprising aspect of doing Buffy, I think, is how incredibly tired I am all the time and how much I hate people as a rule. I'd say the other surprising things are that people understood what we were doing right away and appreciated it. We sort of figured we'd slip under the wire, and then people actually got it. That was really sweet. And how much I've learned in 7 years. I used Buffy kind of as a film school to learn how to direct, but I also found out a lot about people and how much I love working in different parts of the medium that I never even knew about. I think the appeal between the video game and the television show are necessarily somewhat different because they're different kinds of narrative. But I think what works is that Buffy is the sort of person who solves her problems through violence, which is the message I always want to send out to the kids. And but she is a figure of action, but very recognizable. So a lot of the great fighting games are very anonymous, which is a little disconcerting, especially after you've been killed about 25 times and you start to think, who am I? What does this mean? I don't understand, and you get very French. But with Buffy, you know, you have that in. There's more to it. There's a backstory that is humongous, and there's all that to call upon, and there are visual images of these people and these actors that people love, and plus killing and killing and killing and killing. I'm amazed by how much the games look like the show and how much they've tried to keep the integrity of the show. That's really important to me. So it's really fun to play or to watch people who can actually live for 5 minutes play and see that, you know, that's where I've lived for 7 years. I know that place. I know those guys. I think the next level for the Buffy games is going to be big Nerf hands that you can hit each other with. But then again, I don't really know much about games. It's turned me into a megalomaniac, this whole show, and the game is only going to make it worse. And it is actually kind of humbling. I mean, it does make me proud, not that we struck a chord with people, because although that's nice, that's kind of a crapshoot. You sort of have to hit the zeitgeist. You sort of have to, you know, be the right guy at the right time. And you can't really take all the credit for that. But we worked really hard all the time to make the show good. That I'm proud of. Humbling it is because, you know, the show is bigger than me. It's bigger than the show now. It's a game. It's books. It's so many things. And when people get really passionate about it, they're getting something that I get really passionate about, because it isn't me. It's something, and it isn't even just something I've created. And that's not even just because there are other people involved, writers and actors and all that stuff. It's just when a thing is art, it separates itself from the people making it and becomes bigger than they are. And that is both humbling and extraordinary.